Welcome back to the warm up with John Ben. Continuing our season outlook, we have the Detroit Pistons, a team that really gave the New York Knicks a run for their money last year. Really fun team to watch and a rising star in Cade Cunningham. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe on the video. Please turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode of the warm up. Please follow our new social media followings in the description below for Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, let's get into it. The Detroit Pistons, a team that lost Malik Beasley, but it is rumored he might be able to come back, depending on how his allegations and all that. And then, Ben, let's get into the roster that's returning.
All right, let's do it, man. Detroit coming off a season that pleased the franchise and the fans very, very much with their superstar Cade Cunningham at the helm. They brought in Tobias Harris on a deal. They brought in Duncan Robinson recently as well. Isaiah Stewart, Karis LeVert, Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson, the other Thompson twin, Ron Holland II, who has a lot of upside, Jalen Duren, who was really good for them last season, and then Paul Reed and Marcus Saucer. So much young talent on this team. This is a team I think that, they're just going to continue to get better and better.
Right.
I don't think they're among the East's elite yet, but they're close. Yeah. So I do think this is a team that will be able to make noise in the playoffs this season. I do think they'll win a series this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they'll definitely win a playoff series this year. Anything past that is house money for them. But I'm really excited to see what this team looks like. Ready to see a other Thompson twin take another leap. Ready to see Ivy playing again and healthy. Ready to see Cade Cunningham continue to leap. He's only 24 years old. Their center position's great. They have Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, who are both great. Duncan Robinson obviously got a big deal from them as well, bringing in the sharpshooter. It's never a bad idea to add sharpshooting, especially when you lose a guy like Tim Hardaway. So I really like that pickup for them. But a lot of really solid moves for Detroit. They're trending in the right direction.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I love what Detroit did this offseason. The only thing I'm a little hesitant on is them having or not having Malik Beasley. He was a top 3 shooter last year statistically. He had one of the greatest shooting seasons of all time. Losing that I think hurts him. Replacing with Duncan Robinson, if he could just mimic some of it and then still adding potentially Malik Beasley back could go a long way. Jalen Duren still is extension eligible. Still no word on that. And I think what got underrated from this team last year was the Jaden Ivey getting hurt at the start of the season. He was on a good little heater to start the season, and then they went on the run after he got hurt. Take that for what you will, but I think him getting added to this team, I think helps him a lot. And I think the best kept secret in basketball right now is Asar Thompson. He's my pick for most improved player of the year.
Okay.
I think he's going to have a massive leap this season. Everyone talks about his brother, Amen, but I think Asar is just that tier 1 athlete as well. Not the playmaker, but I think his defensive upside and athleticism in the dunker spot is immense for a passer like Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I love both of the twins.
Yeah.
It's like Katie said when they both came in the league, these guys are not like us. So, I'm really excited to see him take the leap. He definitely could be a most improved player. The biggest thing for Detroit is bringing winning basketball back to Detroit. That's really the biggest thing for them. These fans have been through a lot. These fans have been through a lot of heartache and a lot of losing. So for them to get to the playoffs, and not only get to the playoffs, but take the Knicks to the brink is a really, really good sign. And, one could argue, that series was a lot closer than it was because game 4, I still think Hardaway was fouled on that 3-pointer. And obviously they would have tied it up 2-2 going back to New York. And they won in New York, so they would have been up 3-2, and they probably would have had a chance at a game 7 against the Knicks. So, a lot of what ifs there. But this team can fly. This team can defend. They have veteran presence that actually matters. I think Tobias Harris contributes to their winning more than a veteran who's just sitting there taking up cap space. He can contribute for them. And I'm a big fan of Cade Cunningham, man. He has a deep bag. He's only 24 years old. It's just kind of crazy because you feel like he's been in the league for a long time.
Yeah.
And, he's just, he's fantastic. And I'm really excited to see where this team goes for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a player that had a really good summer league was Ron Holland. They are a big believer in him. I loved him coming out the draft last year. I think he's the perfect wing player for this team. He kind of replicates a lot what Asar does, just on a not as athletic level. Um, Hopefully that 3-point shot could come around, because that was the big thing for him coming out. Like, could he hit the three ball? Over the summer league, it looked like he could. He had like 3 or 4 games where he was like 6 for 8 from three, and then he averaged like 35 points in summer league, which is always a good sign for a second year player. Tobias Harris, he's getting up there in age, but I think having that vet in the starting lineup, just that consistent starter, I think is really nice. And then, like you said, Kate Cunningham, I think there's still so much for him to grow as a scorer. We've seen him as a passer. He's a really good defender. But if he could get better, a little bit better at his scoring, I think that could take this team to the next level. He really got unlocked when the team finally surrounded him by shooting. And then also not having to take up the ball every second. Them adding Dennis Schroeder last year, who's now with Sacramento, but them adding Karis LeVert, a player he could play off ball and on ball at times. I think is going to help him a lot during the regular season and postseason as well.
Where do you see this team finishing in the East this season?
Yeah, I think what they finished last year, 5?
I believe so.
6? Oh, 6, because New York was 3, right?
No,
New
actually,
York
they were
was
the
2.
5-4 matchup. They were the 5-4
The
matchup.
5-4 matchup. I kind of, yeah, depending on the amount of shooting on the team, I wouldn't be surprised if they regressed a little bit. But that being said, I still think they're probably a 5-6. I think they're a top 6 team in the East. I think that this team kind of got the taste of what winning is like. And I think Cade having all those losing seasons the past couple years, or like really 3 or 4 years, getting that taste last year, they know what it takes. They know what it takes night in and night out. This team has a little bit more maturity level to them. I hope they attack this regular season like their hair's on fire, because I think this team potentially could really be a home court advantage team. And being in Detroit, that's an awesome fan base, awesome environment to be around. That'd be really awesome for basketball, because basketball is just better when Detroit's good. So, yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this will be a top 6 team. I do think that regression is a valid fear with the lack of shooting, but the only reason I'm going to put them up there again is because the East is down. Like we said, no Indiana, no Boston.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a lot more East matchups that they can win. And, I am, I'm high on this team. I do think I'm going to stand by that. I do think they'll win a playoff series. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what they do in Detroit. A few keys for them defensively. Got to just keep going there. Get some shooting, whether that's Malik Beasley coming back or
Yeah.
the trade deadline,
Mm-hmm.
and then really making sure that you can do everything you can to stay in the hunt, stay in the race, and try to compete against the East's best, because
Yeah.
that's what they need to continue. Don't take a step back, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento did after their big run.
Yep.
Don't take a step back. You got to take a step
Mm-hmm.
forward. That's my key.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Yeah. You got anything else to add?
I think that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I could think of is Duran. If he can improve a little bit more as a post presence, that could be good. I like him as a lob threat, obviously, and a rim protector, but I think like coming out, he had some post game to him. If he could revert a little bit back to it, that could take this team to even better level as well.
Yeah.
Well, that
agreed.
concludes our season outlook on the Detroit Pistons. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below on where you think Detroit will end up this season. Please like and subscribe on the video. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode of the warm up. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace and stay safe.